And it's finally here, guys. You've been requesting this for a long ass time, and now it's finally time to show you the product of my work. So, for those of you that don't know me, I am a streamer, I am a player, and I got top 4 in Combat League with Devorah. I also use Jax. You can check out the other tutorial about Jax, but I think that what gave me the edge to get in top 4 in Elder God first and then in top 4 was Devorah, because this character covered all of Jax's bad matchups, or almost all of them. So I want to share with you my experience and what I learned after playing so many games of Devorah and having a moderate amount of success, because I think that this character is one of the most underrated characters in the game. She's misunderstood, and I think she's underrated. She can be pretty strong. I'm not saying she's the strongest character in the game, but she's pretty peculiar in the way she's played. So I'm gonna give you a general outlook of what the character needs to do, needs to be doing to be effective, and then we're gonna go over the strings, the special, as usual. The specials, as we do usually. So basically, mid-screen, this character needs to control space in a pretty peculiar way. So I saw so many people complaining about this, saying that this is a bad projectile, but this is not meant to be used as a projectile. I mean, the objective of Devorah's playstyle, mid-screen especially, and to some extent even full screen, like this is your best zoning spot. Her purpose is to fill the screen with bugs and to gain some ground. So you put a bug on the ground, you see how the opponent reacts, and then you can put another bug, you can put a puddle on the ground, and then you can get in when you're sure the opponent is blocking. This is key, because people are trying to approach the opponent by not using bugs, just using Devorah as she was another character, as she was the regular Mortal Kombat character, but she acts differently. So you can't just use strings to get in, but you have to hold your ground, put bugs on the ground, see how the opponent reacts, and then get in when you're sure the opponent is gonna stay still. Because so many strings, like this for example, have super bad recovery frames. Look at this. This is minus 39 on whiff. So I suggest not whiffing. I know what happened. People are trying to play this character in a traditional way. They whiff mids and they get punished and they say the character sucks, but it's not really the case. So after giving this general idea of how the character works, I'm gonna show you some strings. Let's go to the move list. Okay, so something to say about her move list is that every string is super important. There is no useless block string. Every string you see here has a purpose, and you need to learn them all. That's why the character is kind of difficult to use. You can't get away by just abusing 2 or 3 strings, like with Garrus, with Cassie, with Sonya. No, it's not like that. You need to know every string, every use, and you need to use them at the right time, in the right place. So, first things first, 1-2, the 1-2 series. So this is a high, but it's a pretty good high. You can use it to stagger. As you can see, it's minus 4. It goes to the second hit in a pretty fast way, so people are not really reacting to this. Your only way out when there's a down 1 war is doing down 1 or maybe down 1 into this. But when you condition your opponent and they're blocking, you can start staggering this. So this is minus 4. It can lead to this as a side switch. It's minus 9, but it's still pretty safe if you do it from here. And it can lead into this, which is minus 2. So as you can see, it's pretty good. for staggers. You can go for this. Let me make this guy stand up. You can go for this into grab, since this is +1. You can do this, and the guy is gonna get hit by the second hit if he tries to mash after this. So if you condition them, you go for this, they're gonna start mashing down 1 after blocking this, and you go for this, and they get hit by the second hit. Once you condition them, you do this into this. And when you condition them further, you can go for this, which is only -2, which means you can do this. You can backdash to get out of harm's way. And if they try to poke back with a high, you can steal the turn by doing this, if they're not ready. You can do this into this. You can do this, and then you can steal the turn. Do not always do that, because you're gonna get predictable, but it's pretty good. People are gonna fall for it. So this gives you a knockdown. I usually like to end with this, especially in the corner, because it gives you time to set up the bug. See, you backdash and you set up the bug, and you're also ready to anti-air. Let's see if I can make the character jump forward. Okay. Let's do this. You do this, bug, and then you have time to anti-air. Which is beautiful. So, what I do in the corner is I use this, I backdash, I put the bug on the ground, EX bug or regular bug, and then I just wait to see what the opponent is doing. And then, if I see a bug hitting, I loop this. I do another one, go back, another bug, and I keep looping him. I have so many options here, so that's not the only option, because of course the opponent is not gonna just stand there and wait for the bugs to hit him. This is a side switch, and this is also a crushing blow as a punish. So if you use this as a footsie tool, you can do pretty good damage. You can do this, or if you want to switch sides, you do this, and you get a nice 300 damage, basically. So it's pretty good. Oh, whoops. Okay, now, forward 1-3, your main combo ender. You usually do this. This is pretty hard, but you can get it with some practice. We have a backup solution, because this combo is quite execution heavy. It can whiff on some females. It's gonna be very, very hard on like Sonya or Kitana to land it, but we have a backup plan, and I'm gonna show you. This is another footsie tool. It has pretty massive range. Can lead into this, hit confirmable, into this. Pretty cool stuff. It's pretty important, because if you hit with your massive jump 1, it can lead into this from massive distances, like this, for example. Look at this. And it can lead into full combo, which is a pretty big strange she has. There's not much else to say. You can stagger it if you want, because it's not very minus. It's just -5. So you can do this into troll, or you can go into this. I mean, you have plenty of options. Just try to never get predictable, because this, for example, doesn't jail. So if the opponent is ducking, he can poke you out. So be careful. The 2-1 series. So speaking of backup plans, if your main combo whiffs, you can go for this. It's much easier. This is gonna be your BMB, by the way. Don't end with this, because you don't get anything from this. Always go for the setup. This is a no-no. Do this. Or do this. But this is harder. See? It's a very good footsie tool. because it's pretty massive in range. It can lead to this, and it can lead to this, which is a knockdown. So it's pretty important. It's pretty important to always get the knockdown when you're whiff punishing someone. Be it with this especially in the corner, be it with this, if you want to side switch, or with this, always go for the knockdown. Then we have this. Okay, this is the forward 2-2 series, and it's basically the bulk of Devorah's mind game. So let's try to go slowly. Forward 2-2 by itself, is punishable. It's -15, so don't do that. People are gonna punish you easily. It's not staggerable, it's super slow. And this is why people say Devorah sucks, but you have other options. You have different layers of mind games you can apply. So if you do this, into down 1+3, as you can see, it's just -6. If the opponent presses a button, he's gonna get caught by the final form. And once again, you're gonna get a knockdown. And you can keep your pressure going. So it's pretty important. This is the safest option. And you can cancel the last part into Ovipositor Rush. So the mind game will be this into this. What is he gonna do? I mean, he's safe. People are gonna poke back. When they poke back, you can start doing this. And you're gonna catch their pokes. So, this is bad, but you can start by doing this. Like, you can throw it out sometimes, even if it's -15. Because if they try to poke you out and punish you, they're gonna get caught by this. Then you can do this, empty, without any follow-up. And of course, since you're -6, they're gonna start poking you back. When they start poking back, you add this. When they start blocking this, you do this into meter burn, and you're safe, you're -4. If you see them getting caught by this, don't meter burn, because the restand is pretty massive. While we're at it, we're gonna speak about the ovipositor loops, which is another pretty massive thing. So, let me show you. Duck. So if you happen to hit an ovipositor rush under any circumstance, don't meter burn. Just go for this and then do 1-2 and start your staggers. This is such good hit advantage frames that it's gonna jail. They won't be able to do anything. And if they get hit by this, just keep doing this. If they do anything other than block, you're gonna hit your 1-2. You can condition them, because when they start blocking, you can go for the throw. Of course, the opponent is ducking. It was just to show you the jail properties. Dash forward and throw. Don't throw right away, because it's gonna whiff. Just go for dash throw. Do a micro dash and go for the throw. So you have this. You can go for an overhand. You can go for a jailing 1-2, which loops into itself. You can go for a front throw. And you can go for a back throw. Or you can go for this. You have plenty of options. Just be creative. So, this one, up 1+3, is way riskier. It's still cancelable, as you can see, but it has a bigger gap. But it has a bigger payoff too. Because if they press a button after forward 2-2 and they get hit by this, it's a free crushing blow. The crushing blow requirements is they only need to get hit by the last part, the up 1+3. So, I mean, you can use it to throw your opponent off because they have different timings. So if an opponent gets really comfortable in, let's say, interrupting this, you can start doing this and throw him off. because it has different gaps, different timings, and he will never know. Or you can just go for this and then like backdash or just block because you're -4 and you're -6 anyway. So it's a pretty strong string. People are complaining that this one in particular whiffs on crouchers, but this is the distance. If you do it from here, it's not gonna whiff. I told you guys, Devorah is not brainless, but it doesn't mean she's not strong. You have to pick your spots. You have to be here, max range. If you are max range, you can jump on the opponent without risking any whiffs. So, only do this if you're gonna go straight into this. If not, go into this or go into this. After this, you can cancel both options into Ovipositor Rush and still be safe if you meter burn. But as you can see, there are many layers of mind games. When you condition your opponent, you can even go for this because they're expecting the Ovipositor Rush. They're not pressing buttons. So you go for this and then you throw. Or you go for this and you steal a turn by doing this, for example. I mean, you have so many options. It's a pretty hard character also because you have like a humongous variety of options. This string, I strongly advise you from using this. It's the only string I really don't use actually. I mean, it's -6, but the last hit is a high and people are just gonna duck. They're just gonna duck, so it's pretty useless. Okay, so another thing is, okay, we're gonna leave this for later because it's low, but it has other uses. Okay, this is pretty straightforward. You can use this to put your opponent out of his comfort zone. Many people just get hit by the low for some reason. And it's not very unsafe, it's 0, so just go for it. And then you can steal a turn with this. Because by the time they go like, oh, okay, I blocked the low, you're already here. I mean, 0 is pretty good. You can go for this, it's -4, but they're waiting for the low, and you can stagger into throw. The only real problem is that every string aside from forward to 2 is at high. So try to use throws and try to use this during your strings because people are gonna poke you out. And like with Sonya, down one spammers are a big problem for Devorah. So try to balance your offense. Okay, so on to the specials. As I said, every special has a use. This is not a projectile, but if the opponent is blocking the Ovipositor Rush, or if he's trying to get away, let's say he does a jump, like a jump back, for example. You put this on the ground, you follow it up, you put him in block stun, so he has to block this, then he has to block the other insect, and then you can get in. So it's a frame advantage tool, because you do this and you do this, and then they both hit and you can't get in. So it's to enforce your frame advantage up close. You have many tools. You can do this into this if they're blocking. As you can see, you get frame advantage. You can do this if they try to advance. Like if you see people walking forward when you throw this on the ground, just do this into this and you're gonna stop them. And then you can get in. So this is for preventing people from getting in on you, from closing up on you. And once they block this, you just get in. This is how Devorah works. This is not very useful, but you can put this on the ground when the opponent is like in the corner and you want to enforce your life lead, for example, or he's almost dead. You put this on the ground, he stands there, you do this too. It's another bug he has to block. You have to be very creative. Same thing can be said for this. You do this into this, and then you get in. You have to time your bugs perfectly. That's how you make this character work. This is the most crucial and important part. A very brain-dead way to make this work is to use this. I mean, it's 3 bucks, gives you plenty of time to mix him up, to do other things like putting the puddle on the ground, then go for this. But if you get good with Devorah, you're gonna start using this to enforce your frame advantage. Remember, every time this hits, you can get in basically for free. That's why you want to always end combos with, let's call it down forward 3. I don't know the name actually. Alright, we're gonna go for down 1-3. Down forward 3, sorry. Swarm, I didn't find a use for this because it's a combo ender, but you always want to end combos with this. I see no other use, honestly. So, this is Devorah. This is like the basic stuff. The Ovipositor Rush, we already talked about this. Down back 4. You can meter burn to get a knockdown. It doesn't give you enough time to set up down forward 3. So don't go for it. If you meter burn, just do it and then put pressure on the opponent. It's your safe option if they happen to block all of this. This is minus 15, so you're pretty much forced to do this. But you can mix it up, because if an opponent is waiting for this, he's gonna block and not punish you. Because if they try to push buttons after this, and you meter burn, you hit them anyway. It's a very, very important chipping tool. As you can see, the chip is pretty huge, especially if paired with this. Look at the damage. It's like 10%. Just because he decided to block. This is pretty good. Pretty good. Let me show you. You do this, crushing blow. He's standing now. You got a full jump in. And it can go up. I mean, just for funsies, I'm gonna show you the complete combo. I'm sorry. Let's see how much damage we can get from this. I mean, it's pretty decent damage. You can close games with this. So it's pretty important. And even outside of the crushing blow, since down 2 is whiffing a lot, and I hope it gets fixed, just go for this. It's not the same damage, but it's pretty solid damage. It's still 100 damage, so it's always the safe option, even if you don't have the crushing blow. And it has some pretty interesting anti-cross-up properties. So try to learn to use this. It's pretty much like a Street Fighter DP. I know you Mortal Kombat players are not used to do motions to anti-air, because many characters just do standing 1, and it's been like that since at least Mortal Kombat 10. But if you try and learn using this as a DP, like you buffer this, and if you see the jump, you go for it, it can give you pretty nice damage. Okay, so this was the general theory about Devorah. Let's talk some setups. So let's talk down forward 3. Okay, so we have the regular version and the amplified version, which shoots 3 bombs. Let's talk about the amplified version because it's easier. You put this on the ground. Let's say you land a setup. You land any combo. This is the BMB, by the way. 1, 1, 1, 4, and then you go for this. You have the throw option. You can combo into this. So if you throw the opponent, gets reset. And you can go for this, or you can also go for a full combo if you want to spend another meter. And you go for this. I messed up the combo. This is the combo. 1-1-1-4 into down forward 3. Then you have other layers. You can go for an overhead, and the opponent is forced to block. You can go for lows, and the opponent is forced to block. If you want to enforce your frame advantage, you go for this into the puddle. Sorry. Down 3 into puddle. And you keep going. Always remember to be creative. So you have 3 chances to land your mix-ups. And you have throws, overheads, lows, whatever you want. Some players are very, very active. They try to jump out. They try to do up 3s on wake up when you do this setup. They try to poke out for some reason. I don't know why some people do it, but they do it. In which case, you just want to stay here, put the bug on the ground, wait for them to get hit, do 1-2-1, and then loop it. You backdash, you put another bug on the ground, and if they get hit, you go for this. Combos, another bug. They keep moving, they get hit, you keep comboing. They stop moving, you throw them. You can also do this funky reset. Like, let's say you get a hit, you do this, and then you throw them, and you relaunch them into another combo. This, 1, 2, sorry. Go for this, and you keep going. Backdash, bug, you go in again, they get hit by the bug, you go for it, EX bug, throw, and so on. I gave you some examples of setups. By ending this combo into a regular down 1-3, you can get some pretty nice things. You stay here, you drop the bug, then the opponent jumps on you. I have no way to show this off in training mode, but it happens a lot. You stay here, the opponent jumps to get out, you down 2 them, they fall right into the bug, and you can combo them. Maybe I can show you the combo. Let's see. It's gonna be pretty hard to time, but we're gonna manage. Let's hope to do this. There we go. And you go into another bug. So if you entire them with down 2 by standing here, this is your sweet spot. The opponent is gonna fall into the bug. The bug is gonna juggle them. You go for this, and you repeat. So this is the Devorah vortex. That's my idea of a Devorah vortex. You end things with this, you backdash, and you put the bug down, and then you start blocking, and you just react to whatever they do. This works mid-screen, but you need to do something particular. Let me show you. Okay, so you do this, and you put the bug on the ground. The first thing an opponent is going to try to do is jump out if he doesn't have meter. He's going to try to roll, but I mean, it's okay, because if he rolls away, he wastes the bar, he's not going to be able to break a combo, and you're golden, it's your win. Because you ended the combo anyway. This was the end of the combo. He gets out, good. He doesn't have any meter, you go for this. Down 1 into down back 4. This stops the opponent from doing anything. Because if you have the bug on the ground, they're gonna get hit if they try to jump out, if they try to press a button, if they try to do anything after this combo, you're gonna hit them with down 1, down back 4. And then you can go into the loops I explained before. So everything links into another thing. Ovipositor rush, setups with a bug, jailing, staggers, throws. Remember to throw a lot as Devorah. It's very, very important because, I mean, a throw almost does the same damage as a combo with her. So it's basically like you hit a combo. And if they block this setup, let's say they wake up and they just decide to block, this becomes plus. It's minus 15, but if you have the bug on the ground, consider the bug an extra turn, because the timing is perfect for this. You put this on the ground, down 1, down back 4, they get hit by the bug, and you're free to move. So basically, this setup here, let me show you again. Gives you a plus down back 4. If that's like the worst case scenario, because if they get hit, you're even more plus and you did damage. But if they block, you're just plus and you didn't waste any meter. And then you can go for throws, you can go for highs, you can go for lows, you can go for staggers, everything you want. So do not consider the bug as a setup, consider it as a free plus down back 4. Okay? I think that's it as far as setups are concerned. Of course, you can be extremely creative and you can be extremely good at converting random hits by bugs, that the bugs do. And that's up to you. There's no way I can explain that to you because it's all about improvisation. A very important thing is, I already said it, throw a lot. Especially in these stagger situations. You do this and then you throw. You do this and then you throw. Remember to do back throws and front throws just to keep fresh. And then you have a setup. Like if you hit a back throw, you do dash forward 2-2, and there's nothing the opponent can do. Like if he tries to backdash, he's gonna get hit. And also remember to practice the hit confirm, because forward 1-3, forward 2-2, 1-2, they're all hit confirmable. So learn all the hit confirms. Random attack and do this. Then do this. If they block, you go for this. If they don't, you go for this. Don't be lazy. I know this is the safest option, but if you go for this without hit confirming, you're wasting damage and you're wasting setup potential. So practice this hit confirm. This is also a memo to myself, because so many times I go for the brain dab and safe option, but this is not a good thing to do. If you get the hit, always go for the puddle and then get the save. See? That's what I'm talking about. Anytime a bug hits, I strongly advise you to go for 1-1, especially in the corner. So I think that's it. I think I covered everything. I don't want this video to last an eternity. So yeah, I hope you found some pointers to make you play Devorah and to improve your Devorah play. As usual, if you have any question, come by my stream and I'll be more than happy to explain you. Until next time, this is Chiacci. Peace out.